Welcome back. Joining us this morning is the founder of Ride My Road and producer of the upcoming Human Trafficking Disruptor Summit, Lauren Trantham. Good morning, Lauren, and welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Now, for our viewers that maybe missed the last time you were on here, or maybe just need a refresher, can you tell us about the summit that's coming up next weekend?
Yeah, next week, Thursday, Friday, we're hosting the second annual Southern Oregon Human Trafficking Disruptor Summit, where we bring in national and local leaders to teach on different facets of human trafficking to get the community educated.
Very nice. And on Saturday afternoon, there's a special event. It's geared towards more teens and parents called My Friends Are Not for Sale. Can you explain what that means and what that is?
Yes, this is a peer-to-peer initiative under our partners Epic Project, and they have this program, My Friends Are Not for Sale, to teach teens the red flags of grooming, to understand how trafficking happens, how to stay safe, and how to keep your friends safe.
Yeah, because it's important that everyone kind of watch out for one another and watch out for the community. Would you agree?
Yeah, exactly. And of course, with teenagers, there's things they're going to tell their friends that they're not going to tell their parents and teachers. And so that's why it's important that all teens are educated so they can spot the signs within their friend groups.
Right. And you're partnering with groups like Epic Project. What do connections like that mean for the fight against human trafficking?
Epic Project is an organization that we partner with, and I'm actually on staff on that organization as well, and they're men fighting trafficking. And that's really important in the fight against human trafficking because it's really easy to focus all of our attention on traffickers and not buyers, when in reality, human trafficking is a demand-driven issue. And so that's why it's important to get men involved and to get men educated on how that happens and get them enrolled in the fight.
Yeah, and I imagine it's also good to maybe dispel some myths around human trafficking, such as, it only affects one group of people when we know evidence shows that's not true.
Correct.
Yeah. What ultimately do you think people will take away from this event?
They're going to learn the signs, and they're going to learn how to support our local agencies. We have over 20 agencies that will be in attendance, tabling, and they're the ones that are working the most with vulnerable populations, the people who are most at risk of being trafficked. And so when we come together as a community to not only learn about trafficking, but to learn how to support our local agencies, it's win-win.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like the topic of human trafficking has been getting a lot more awareness, or maybe being more in the spotlight lately. Do you think that's helping it move in the right direction of actually fighting against it?
Yeah, well, we have some good news and we have some bad news on the front. I'll start with the bad news. With everything that's going on at the federal level, there's a lot of task forces that have been shut down, that have lost federal funding. For example, the National Advisory Committee on the Trafficking of Teens and Youth, they've been directed to halt all operations. And so this is having a trickle-down effect for us in the nonprofit community. And so while that's discouraging and disheartening what we're seeing at the federal level in regards to human trafficking, I think it's an incredible opportunity for us to come together as a community. Because if we can't count on outside help, we have to do it ourselves. And so, like I said, coming to the summit, understanding how to support vulnerable populations, that's like a really good thing that's going to be coming out of this.
Yeah, well said. Well, Lauren, is there anything else that you would like to say before we wrap up?
No, we just hope to see you at the summit. It's a great time to learn how to support the community, and we're going to have lots of activities. We're going to be making jewelry for survivors. We have really fun stuff going on, so we hope to see you there.
That's awesome. Well, Lauren, thank you so much for being on our show again.
Thank you.
Of course. Now, the second annual Southern Oregon Human Trafficking Disruptor Summit is coming next weekend to the Ashland Springs Hotel, and Epic Project presents My Friends Are Not for Sale, an anti-human trafficking class for teens and parents on Saturday, May 10th at the Rogue Valley Metaphysical Library on Ashland Street in Ashland. Admission to My Friends Are Not for Sale is free with your Disruptor Summit ticket, or just $10 by itself. For more information, head to anpconference.com. Once again, Lauren, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.